His fighting spirit kept him in touch yesterday, and he'll absolutely believe he's capable of taking this. So please welcome the captain, Ali Carter. And finally, please welcome the most naturally gifted player ever to grace the modern game. 4 times he's lifted the sport's ultimate prize. The crowds are delighted to see him back on the big stage because he is snooker's box office draw. Blink and you'll miss him. Here comes the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So a possible 9 more frames to play in both matches this evening. Table 2's Milton's-Walden match live on the red button and via the BBC website, whilst we're going to concentrate on the defending champions match on Table 1. An all-Essex match up there and in charge this evening, and all because it's good evening to former world champions Ken Doherty and Dennis Taylor.
A very good evening, Hazel, and what a fabulous atmosphere, as it always is, but tonight seems a bit special. And even the walk in there, Robert Milkins with "I'm a cider drinker," everyone he starts clapping. We were clapping in the commentary box.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, great atmosphere, Dennis, as you said.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
A lot of anticipation in the air. Let's see how the defending champion, can he go through? Can he hold himself? Or can Ali Carter stage a comeback tonight? The stage is set. O'Sullivan to break.
Well, whatever you do, don't catch that blue. Now, if the black goes, it's an early chance, but maybe it doesn't. Ali's having a look at that. But I did the session. The second session was superb. As you can see, the black doesn't go. But the breaks, I know there was a few misses, but some of the breaks, I mean, Ronnie had breaks of 86, 105, 61, 73, 86. As we show you, I'm hitting the blue there. He played his part in it. He had breaks of 73, 87, 63. The standard was pretty good, even though there was a few misses in between. Always nice to knock that type of shot in the opening frame of a session.
Ali Carter 1.
Yes, Ali certainly would have been pleased with his performance up until the 14th frame, when he certainly got it back to 7-all. He certainly would have been disappointed not to come out of session at least level, because he really did perform well and dominated quite a lot and dictated a lot of the play during that second session.
Couldn't do anything about the last 2 frames though, could he? 73 and 86 from Ronnie. He was superb in those last 2 frames.
Well, Ronnie was trying to nestle into the back of the pack, just caught that red and could have left 1 here at the end of the pack, but it's covered, so just a safety shot for Ali Carter. May try and get her up behind the blue here.
Yeah, if he can catch this red correctly, he could swing it around the angles or just play it off 1. He might decide to swing it right around, but try and get to the same spot. Yeah, he's played it around the angles, but he's still going to try and get in behind that blue. It's a pretty good effort. Very good.
I'll tell you, that's one part of his game that certainly has improved over the last couple of years. He's become extremely good tactically, Ali Carter, particularly with his safety play. He's become a really, as well as a prolific break builder, a very good match player.
And another chance to get down there, a little thin one. Ronnie's just having a look up at the monitor, and he knows he might be in behind the blue again. If Ali can get enough side on this, he'd need an awful lot of right hand side. Just watch it as it hits the first cushion here. Keep an eye on the white here. Didn't quite get enough side on it to get in behind the blue. There's the pot success rate. Ronnie just creeping up to 90. They were both in the high 80s. You need to get into the 90s. There's the safety success rate. Ali Carter well ahead in that department. And of course, we've talked a lot about Ronnie's long potting in this match. When he gets in amongst the balls, he's terrific. But look at the long pot success rate, 48%. That's low for, well, for anyone.
Yeah, you'd expect that to be up around the 70–80%. And it's only part of the game. Certainly Ronnie's that's just been a little bit wanting at the moment, but as you said, Dennis, when he gets in around the pink and black, is positional play, and of course break building, second to none. Ronnie O'Sullivan's. But the one thing about Ronnie O'Sullivan, a lot of people, or he wouldn't get a lot of sort of praise for, is his knowledge as well, and his safety. I think when Stephen Hendry lost to him here in the semi-finals one year, O'Sullivan beat him quite convincingly, and Stephen said that it was some of the best safety that he's ever seen, ever, as a professional.
Yeah, I remember watching a final between Ronnie and Mark Williams, and I've never seen a safety battle like it. I mean, there was lots of breaks and that, but some of the tactical play was superb.
Oh, and a miss.
Well, it's not all that bad. It's cost him
Ali Carter 5.
4 points, but everything's safe. So Ali can decide to put him back in from where it's finished, or have the ball replaced. That's what he's thinking about. Might be tougher from here, but I think it was slightly tougher from where it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having it put back. Because he needs a finish contact. It shouldn't be a problem, really.
Can you just put it up, Terry, please?
There's a little chalk mark on the cloth, maybe where the cue was delivered. Terry Camilleri just looking at the monitor there, and
Yeah, it's just below, isn't it? Just the curve of the D there. It's pretty close.
To you?
Yeah, it's a little bit closer, just to the line.
Okay, Ronnie? Ali? Thank you.
Would love to get it down in behind the yellow here, because the path down the left-hand side of the table, much more difficult to get it back to safety, so that's why he's gone down, try to get down behind the yellow. That little flick off the yellow just makes this shot just a little bit more difficult. Again, same sort of target area for Ali Carter here.
you what, this is a superb tactical encounter here. Who's going to make the first mistake? That's the question. And another good shot from Ronnie. Acknowledged by Ali Carter. Look at that, he's got it tight on the cushion. Only problem with that last shot is knocked the black a little awkward. Blue off its spot, pink's okay. Better chance for Ronnie this time. There's a couple of reds, but there's one long red he could take on and cannon the other red and leave himself on the pink. It's the type of shot he'd normally take on, but how's he feeling? We know his long pot success rate hasn't been great. He's coming round to see. It's the one to the extreme left as the bunch that he could take on.
Yes, and these are the type of shots he's been missing, Dennis, when he's having to use a little bit of force, a little bit of pace in the cue ball. Yeah, still the same. I think he's left one.
Well, he felt the time was right to try that shot that I mentioned, to pot the red, cannon the other red, leave himself on the pink, but he's left Ali right in amongst them, so maybe he should have just maybe played another one or two safeties. Well, he got a better chance.
Yes, and that red that he missed came up and it's knocked the black out into play. Wants to get that blue back on its spot.
Yeah, it's very tough for Ronnie to refuse that type of shot. It's the shot that he normally plays, but he hasn't been knocking them in. But sometimes you just feel, well, I've got to have a go here.
Seven.
Just having a look at the black spot there as well, Dennis. The black, if he does get it back on its spot, and I'm sure the first chance he gets, he will try and get that black back on its spot. It will pot into the bottom left-hand corner pocket, and that will certainly help his cause also. And just screw this red in, and if he has the nice angle, just to hold it for the black in the same pocket. If not, he can stay on the pink, of course.
13.
Just that little cannon, it's just like knocked that black in. It's made a little bit awkward now, so.
Yeah, what Ali's got to do here is do what he did when he was 6-3 behind.
19.
He came up with breaks of 44, 73 and 87 to get himself just one behind. So any Ronnie mistake, he's got to punish it.
Yes, obviously feels confident that he can win the frame. Just using the pink. Just that little cannon on the black has just knocked it just into a much more difficult position to get it back on its spot. But the fact that the pink is open into 3 of the 4 pockets down this end of the table. Just a little stun of the pink into the left centre, and just trying to push the cue ball through just above the spot, just to have the 2 reds just below it to the left into the left corner pocket here. That looks pretty perfect, and when he pots this red, he may be able to nudge that one in out of the way, just to the right of it.
27.
There's a couple of reds he can play for here. There's one, that little triangle to the left, the back one pots. He's got the one that's just behind the black spot. A couple of reds available into this left corner, but he's
33.
going to have to play a cannon here. And he's got to be a little bit careful when he plays the cannon. You've got the perfect picture there to see if he finishes on the colour. He needs a little bit of luck. That could be nowhere.
34.
That's no man's land. And funny enough, when he nudged the black into that position, as Ken mentioned, it's now not available.
Yeah, and that's the problem, isn't it? If he had have got that black on its spot a lot earlier, which was possible, it would have made this break so much easier for Ollie Carter.
Bit unlucky to finish right on top of the pink, though, isn't he?
It's always a problem, isn't it, when you're going into other reds?
Green ball.
Sometimes it's just hard to judge the reaction off other balls and then off the cushion, of course. But he's got a nice 40-point lead.
34.
Might take this on, Ronnie. The natural angle will take him up towards the reds to the left of the 3, and if he can avoid that, he's digging down a little bit. If he can avoid that, he might be okay. Oh, he hasn't avoided that red, and he's a long way off the pot. So Ali Carter straight back in again.
Well, I just wonder, and it's only a little thought of whether Sullivan's rustiness and not competing all year, it's just starting to show signs of it now. But if you don't take your chances, like Ali Carter had there,
Please, no more shouting out, thank you.
Really
There's
got-
2 matches on.
put pressure on your opponent when you get them.
One.
He's okay, he's got the blue. He's finished awkward on the pink. Maybe he can cue to the side of the black. Just about. Now let's see what sort of form Ronnie's in this evening. He finished off, as we said earlier, in superb style with breaks of 73 and 86.
8.
Can he continue here?
You see, there's the difference as well. First chance Ronnie gets, black is out in the open, back on its spot.
$15. 16.
Tell you what, Ken, this opening frame could be quite a turning point in this match, because Ali was in the balls there and just lost position when I thought he was going to score enough to get to just 1 frame behind. He might still do, but they're not easy, but the chance is there for Ronnie.
22. $23.
I don't know whether that kicked. That seemed to jump slightly. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, the red definitely jumped, which affected the cue ball there. So that was a little unfortunate.
He'd love to get that green out into open play. He will need the green should he get another chance to win this frame. And that's why he's
When you're Sullivan,
sacrificed
23.
possibly a better cue ball with just having that green over its pocket.
It didn't work, that shot he tried. He tried to hit the cushion, hit the green and swing the white over towards the yellow. And he's left Ali with a chance to do that. Yellow and brown, a good target. Not hard enough, and there might be a free shot for Ronnie here, the one to the left of the pink. can cut it in, and he'll be heading back near enough to where he is at the moment. He's cut it into the other corner. I think he might be in behind the green here. What do you think? No, not quite.
Good shot. Could have gone wrong. Red came very close to this bottom right hand corner pocket.
It's going to cannon the green. Still a good shot though. This is a slightly more awkward for Ali Carter this time. I don't think he can get past the pink. Well, you can tell by his reaction there, he can't get past the pink to flick off that red. And there you can see it. And if he was to play the one past the black, he's hampered with the green. So he's got to give this a little bit of thought. He needs a thinnish contact here, otherwise he'll cannon into one of the other reds. He's got to find the gap somehow, either thin or thicker. He's got it thin enough. Pretty good. No green to go behind now, and no brown to go behind. Oh, that might knock the green in. Oh, no. This frame's been going now, well, coming up to 21 minutes. There's been some terrific safety. He's pushed the red on this time. Has he got a slight angle to be able to get onto one of those high valued colours? He's got the green over the pocket, but there's a little bit of angle to work with. Oh, well, he didn't cue that absolutely straight because there was a slight angle, and okay, he hasn't left anything, but it was just off straight and he just hit it full on.
I'm not quite sure why he didn't just pot it, because he always had the green over its pocket.
Don't blame him for putting him back in. He doesn't fancy this one. Is he trying to tempt Ronnie into taking it on?
It looks like he's going to take it on. He seems to be sizing it up, and of course the value is that that green over the pocket doesn't have to worry about position. Oh, great shot.
Well, what a pot that was. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, he is smiling, but I think Ronnie just accepted the challenge there. He thought, if he's going to put me in, I'm going to take it on. And that was maybe proving a point there.
Have a look at this. We talked about his long
6.
ball game, but what a super shot. And watch Ali's reaction.
7.
Black back on its spot would be better here because of where the last red's situated. Be easier to get onto the black if it was on its spot. Oh, he's too close to the red. He's got into that too much.
14. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 14.
Yeah, good safety, but Ronnie would be very disappointed he didn't win the frame in that position. He's going to need a bit of help here, and he hasn't got it. The black is slightly hampering Ronnie's cue action here. Just makes it a little bit more difficult.
From a psychological point of view, this is now a big frame, because if Ronnie was to take it after Ali put him in there, Ali thought he was going to trap Ronnie. And with it being, well, I think we're not far off being the second longest frame. We've been going for coming up to 25 minutes, but it's been fascinating stuff. See, anywhere over there with the red is going to be safe, even if you don't get the snooker because of the green.
Yeah, he's just having a look to see if he can overcut the red and just miss the green and leave the red on the ball cushion, but it looks very, very difficult. It's an excellent shot.
Well, I'm just wondering if he tried that. You know, people think it's a fluke. He played to knock the brown out, and he was looking at the corner pocket when the red was coming down. So I'm just wondering, he had the snooker behind the yellow. Maybe Ronnie tried that. What a shot that'll be if he's... But it definitely looked, the way he reacted, he was looking down the line. Just have a look at Ronnie.
I think he played it, Dennis,
yeah,
to be honest. And look, he got the
5.
perfect cannon on the brown as well to hold the cue ball behind the yellow. I think he played it as a shot to nothing. A very, very clever shot.
7.
Oh, he hasn't got into that, has he? No, he wanted to
10.
be up past the balk line. He's going to need the brown, blue and pink. So Ali's not out of this frame just yet. Now, where's that cue ball? That's a terrific shot. Superb shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And this will hurt Ali
19.
Carter because he's battled so hard. But you can't do anything
25.
about that shot that he played on the last red. That was absolutely superb. It was a tactical frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan's taken it, and he's opened up a 3-frame advantage. It's 10-7.
And he needs 3 more frames for place in the quarter-final. Now let me just update you with what's happening on the other side of the dividing wall, because Rob Milkins has made a very quick start. He won the first frame of the evening with a break of 71. And here he is, just finishing off here, a break of 76 to move within 2 frames of the world number 13, Ricky Walden. He came on to the strains of I Am a Cider Drinker, did Rob Milkins, but his focus clearly razor sharp tonight. He's not been imbibing in the cider, I would suggest. So the 37-year-old from Gloucester is giving a very good account of himself here as he tries, like Ricky, to book a place in the quarterfinals for the very first time. Stephen, we've been enjoying the opening exchanges this evening between O'Sullivan and Carter. Now, there were 2 key shots in this one. The first, both of them stories of the red, and this one was a long, long pot that Carter put him back in on.
Yeah, you can see the reaction on Ali Carter's face. He's not seen Ronnie O'Sullivan put many long balls in this match, and he's obviously put him in with the hoping that Ronnie's going to miss another one and give him an opportunity, but a fantastic long pot. Indeed, and the double really effectively clinched this, and we could have been here for a long night. It could have been, but this is played. He's meaning to play this because he's using the brown as a stopper for the cue ball, to leave the cue ball there should he miss this. Fantastic shot. OK, so that has put O'Sullivan within 3. Let's head back to the boys in the box.
Yes, I'm with Stephen. Definitely played that shot, Ronnie, on the last red. And what a red that may prove to be. Oh, he's got the cover. Yeah, a little wry smile and a shake of the head from Ali Carter. He can't believe it.
And I'll tell you why, because he can't come off the 1 cushion because of the red that's to the left of the bunch. He could come off 2 cushions, and there's a lot of risk with that also. Just at the end, it just seemed to just rock over. Thank you very much. Just trying to land on the back cushion by the looks of it. Dead weight. Oh, he's gone too narrow.
Foul.
I'll tell you what, don't be surprised if Ronnie doesn't take this on.
Yep.
Well, he had a look at it. If it had been a slightly better angle, he might have taken that red along the cushion and got on the black. But he needs to lay on this dead weight, otherwise he could push it on, Ken.
Yes, he does. It's all about pace, isn't it? This looks a better angle. Now, what's the contact like? That's pretty good. Yeah, good shot. He's left half a chance, though. Left centre for the red. And it's not easy. Looks like he's going into the blue, and because he's going into the blue, he may refuse this. Yeah, the fact that the cue ball would have been careered into the blue, had he had the angle that he was going to miss the blue and up for a ball colour, he may have been tempted to take that red on.
Maybe just a safety here. I'm not sure if he's taking this on or not. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. What a shot that is from Ali Carter. That'll make him feel a lot better. No reaction from Ronnie, but Ronnie knows that that was a superb shot there. I think under the circumstances and what's happened in the previous frame, we'd have to give him 10 out of 10 for this, and that's
8.
the distance he had to travel.
Yes, I'm fully committed. You could see from where the cue ball finished, he was definitely leaving
9.
Ronnie those couple of reds there at the bottom of the pack, so fully committed to the shot. Excellent pot. Now, good opportunity here.
16.
One thing he is blessed with is a lot of cue power, Ali Carter. We may see an example of this. Nice angle on the black
7.
here, and just watch the cue ball. He's going to need all his cue power here because the reds aren't perfect, so he's going to need a lot of bottom on that cue ball. Just watch the cue ball as it goes into the pack here. It's just, well, not his best, but you're expecting a lot more charge in that cue ball. Just when it hit the first red, it was going to go again, but he just didn't get the second bite on it, Dennis.
I think he stunned it more than a lot of screw that he normally would do. He felt if he stunned it that time, he's left it very awkward now, hasn't he? Needs the spider. And I don't know if he can drop this in and get around the back of the black. He's looking at a long straight red, which is not a bad option. He could screw back for the black off this in such a way that he wouldn't leave anything. He didn't spot this, and all of a sudden it appeared. And there we are, right down his cue here. Looks good to me.
25.
Yes, excellent pot. I think the red that's right close to the cue ball now, that will be his next intended. Yeah, held it nicely.
32. 33.
There's 4 reds, 4 blacks, and in the red, another black coming up, and we know he's already made a 147 in this championship. The same year, I think O'Sullivan made one. I think it was the only time we've had 2 147s.
Behave yourself, Ken.
Yeah, it's a bit early, isn't it? I'm sure.
Well, listen, his main concern is about the frame, but he's going to be on the black again.
41.
Of course, there's £25,000 for a maximum break, 10,000 for the high break, and this golden cue that have you seen it yet, Ken? I haven't seen it.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to yet. Maybe going up for the red near the blue now. Yeah, didn't have a nice angle on that, and the fact that the red just below the black
48.
on the cushion was sort of in the way to try and go into the pack again off that top cushion. So not worried about a big break, just worried about winning the frame at this position.
49.
Oh, that's beautifully played. The perfect angle on the blue. And one good split here. And he's got a chance to take the frame. He can cannon into the pink. He can cannon into the red to the right of the pink. He's just working out which will be the best one to cannon into. Any cannon, you would feel, would put a few balls on. Could have finished a little kinder for him.
54. Right.
Just squeezed on through the reds there. This is a delicate little one along the cushion. Key to the frame though, 50 ahead. If this goes in, be 10-8. had 32 centuries so far in this
62.
year's World Championship. Funny enough, Ali Carter's only made one. What a time this would be to make a second.
63.
It has been a great break so far. Just look at the split on the reds as well. And a good reaction from Ali Carter, has to be said, particularly after what happened at the end of the last frame.
70.
Yeah, I mean, the opening pot, Ken, was a bit special, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic long pot, fully committed, as we said. He's gone about this break absolutely beautifully. Have a look at this opening red again, right in the heart of the pocket, and perfect on the block.
79.
And you see it, 11 reds, 1 blue, 9 blacks. Oh, that's unfortunate, because there was a
86.
possible 145 on there, Dennis. Could have been the highest break of the tournament so far.
Try and fluke it. Attention, all pockets. Where's that red? If he had to hit it a little bit harder, it would have been in the middle.
And the frame. Ali Carter.
Well, Ali Carter sits down. Wonderful break of 86. And feel a lot better after that. But it's O'Sullivan who still leads. It's 10 frames to 8.
Will you just be quiet, please?
Yes, the gap back to 2 frames there, and quickly to the other side of the wall once again, where Rob Milkins, well, he'd been doing very well, as you saw early on. He had a chance in this frame as well to make it 3 frames in a row. But Stephen, we'll just have a quick look at this one, because he's put Walden back in here, and you've got to say, surely nerves playing a part for both of these men. Neither of them have got past this stage before.
Absolutely, it's uncharted territory for them both, but Milkins at 10-6 down before the evening start would have felt, I can't afford to make any mistakes tonight, so that's why he sort of put his head down there.
Well, he's certainly a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, Rob Milkins, but Chester's Ricky Walden, who had the most emphatic victory of anybody in the first round, a 10-1 victory over Michael Holt, has certainly come here to play well. You know, he'd won 2 ranking events before he came here. He'd never won a match at the Crucible, though, and here he is ploughing on here with this 3-frame advantage that he's now about to establish over Rob Milkins. And this is in the bottom half of the draw, Stephen, which has been the cradle for so many big shocks in this
Yeah, Ding is obviously on paper the strong favourite to get to the final from that half, but I think Walden is the danger for Ding.
In what respect? What makes him so dangerous?
I think he's a complete player. Obviously, the people at home might not be used to seeing him. Obviously, he's won both his tournaments and both been in China. But he hits the ball as good as anybody, and he's got the game to beat anybody. He beat O'Sullivan in the final of one of his ranking tournament wins in China.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, being a proven winner, it does stand you in such great stead, because you can draw upon those memories, I guess. But the atmosphere at the Crucible is so different to anything that these men ever play in.
Absolutely, and you can just see with what's happening to even the top players. Everyone seems desperate to do well in this tournament. It doesn't matter how many tournaments they add in the season. This is the one everyone wants to win.
Indeed, and particularly in the bottom half here with these matches, because they can see the draw opening up, Stephen, and they're thinking this is a marvellous opportunity.
But you've got to stop yourself looking ahead. They're looking and say, well, what a chance this is to get to the final, but they've got to just play one match at a time.
OK, well, Walden is 3 frames up. Let's just quickly reflect on that last frame and the other match, Steve, because there was one long red that you identified, which I think probably betrayed some of the emotions that Ali was feeling. Go for it seems to be the message here.
Yeah, well, Ali's over the last couple of years has been quite a percentage game. He's not been taking many chances, but obviously 10-7 down against O'Sullivan, he can't play that game anymore. It's not going to work. He's got to go for his shots.
Yeah, 6 reds, 6 blacks. They had us slightly getting ourselves excited at one point, but he'll settle for the frame, and he's 2 behind as we get into this next frame. Ken and Dennis, remind us what's been going on, please.
Well, you didn't miss anything, Hazel. You just come back in time to see Ali cut that red in, and unfortunate the way he kissed the blue safe. Otherwise, he would have dropped on one of the ball colours and give himself an early chance. And after that 86 break, And I think I agree 100% with Stephen Hendry. The long red he took on, that's what Ali's got to start doing.
Ali Carter 1.
He would have preferred to have dropped on a colour, but that's second best.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that shot, to be honest. He did have it into the bottom corner, dead straight behind it. He might have been better continuing with his momentum, particularly from the first frame, and had a go at that Brown. As you see, he's not going to get much out of the safety. Just about there from Ronnie. And as Stephen said there in the studio with Hazel, percentage game may not be the right choice now for Ali. He's really sort of got to go for his shots when he sees them. He's a good putter, good break builder. And when the opportunity arises, he has to grasp those.
Well, that's given Ali a chance. It's a free shot. There's a path round the back of the black. Ronnie hit that last safety a bit thin anyway. Even if he didn't catch the middle jaws, he would have left this. Yeah, interesting. Ken was talking. Look at the brown. He had a long straight brown, and that would have been much easier than the long red he knocked in to win the last frame. But he's played the percentages, and that's what he felt was the best shot. Won't knock him for that. Well, he was going to take the one into the right corner, and then he thought, I'll try and cut this one in. It's not as awkward striking, but I'll tell you what, he's put Ronnie right in them here.
Yeah, and see, that's the funny thing. I mean, this pot here is probably just as difficult as that Brown, Dennis, that he rolled up behind.
One.
Just got to be careful with this little cannon that he plays here. He doesn't want to cannon the red immediately above the black, and he's judged that. Well, it's okay. I thought he was going to slip away, but he's got the one that Ali was thinking about taking.
8.
He can drop this in and just finish nicely on the black. Oh, I'll tell you what. He
9.
stretched around there, and he seemed to rush that. He hadn't got it sighted properly. Look at him stretched fully round and nearly missed it.
$16. 17.
May elect to go into the pack of reds here. Bring some more into play. It's not too bad. I didn't expect to be on this red into
24.
the left-hand corner pocket. Just watch the cue ball here as it spins off the reds.
25.
This is where he's been brilliant at, Dennis, hasn't he? It's like the Ronnie of where he finished off last year in this championship. Doesn't look any different when he's in around the pink and black spot. Positional play is absolutely
32.
inch perfect.
And when he's got them like this, it doesn't take very long to score enough to clinch a frame. He's got such a quick brain. The pink might be
40.
available. Well, that one next to the pink is even better.
41.
That's cleared the pink just in case he needs it. He's just about okay. Risked the cannon there. He's still got
48.
one to the right middle pocket.
49.
The breaks hasn't been going 3 minutes yet.
56. 57.
Well, at the moment he just seems bereft of any nerves whatsoever. He's treating this break like he's in the practice room. Another wonderful positional shot.
64.
Well, he's just a couple of pots away from securing this frame. He's just reckoning up the score.
65.
I think that's near enough the frame. Over 64. He just needs any colour here.
$67. 68.
Well, he couldn't have played a better frame. Absolutely superb, this break. That's definitely the frame over now.
74.
So Ronnie now
75.
moving to within 2 frames of victory here. He's closing this one out. As I mentioned at the top of the programme, though, 8 o'clock is our deadline here on BBC Two this evening. That is fast approaching.